Hi, this is Christopher Maloney. I'm looking at coal. Coal bothers me quite a bit. We have a huge quantity of coal in the United States, most of it coming out of the Appalachian region. We have more coal reserves that have higher energy content than the world's known recoverable oil. So we have a ton of coal in the United States. We're very invested in coal in a way that's very unhealthy for the planet. How you get coal is pretty simple. Mix peat with acidic, low oxygen water and cook on high for about 100 million years. You need a big, giant earth crock pot where you boil down this coal over time. And that creates high pressure coal beds. There are different layers of good coal. There's lignite, which is garbage, subbituminous, it's okay. Bituminous is abundant. It's still pretty dirty. And then there's anthracite coal. You need to remember that anthracite coal is very, very rare. It's about 1.5% of our demonstrated reserves. It's very rare. It's 86 to 90%, 7% pure coal. It's really good coal. It's really good for the environment. If you're going to burn something, you want to burn anthracite coal. And there's a place called Centralia. Before 1962, it was one of the mining center. It had a rich deposit of anthracite coal, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Centralia decided to put all of its garbage into a big hole that was already had formerly been filled with coal, and then they thought, hey, what'll be really good is we're going to burn it. The landfill blaze hit a live coal vein underground. Nearly 60 years later, that coal fire is still burning. In the 1980s, a little kid fell into a hole created by this coal, and the government actually bought out the entire town for $42 million, and they all left. And that is basically a post-apocalyptic area of the world where there is constantly an ongoing coal fire every single day for the last 60 years. Remember, this is pure anthracite coal. This is the rarest coal on the planet, and it's just burning. It's just going away up into the atmosphere. So how the heck is this happening? No entity is held liable for this fire. There is nobody legally required to do anything about this ongoing 60-year fire in Centralia. It's not anyone's problem. They just shut down the town and let the fire burn. If that's upsetting to you, you need to know there are 38 known actively burning coal fires in Pennsylvania at this moment. A third of these coal fires are in anthracite, the most rare and pure coal fields. And that's just in Pennsylvania. We have currently 245 active coal mine fires in the United States. This isn't new. Back in 1805, Lewis and Clark noted that some of the coal that was visible on the sides of the Mississippi was actually on fire. Currently, right now, if you look at this little red dot map, this little red dot map shows you all of the current active fires, coal burning fires that are happening in the United States as we speak. And that's just the US. In China, they have had fires since 1916, burning up 41 million tons of coal worth billions of dollars, and they have enough coal to burn for the next 3,800 years. 3,800 years from now, those coal fires in China will still be burning. And they actually think that it's basically, even though it's the anthracite coal, that rare coal, it's cheaper ways to cut emissions than trying to put out these fires. Like they're just like, it's not really a problem. It's not a way of making money. We're just gonna let these fires burn for the next 4,000 years. Unless you think this is somehow different from the coal we burn for electricity, we use 30% of our electricity comes from coal. We burn 100 million 100 million tons of coal ash every year lands in all of our lakes and rivers and all over us. We're doing this for energy. And keep in mind, like we have 241 active fires that are not being utilized for anything at the same time that we're burning coal for energy. But nobody's doing anything about those coal fires because it's too complicated and messy. Digging out that coal is very, very dangerous. People die all the time going down and digging the coal out so we can burn it. So there's a cost of actually putting people down to do that. The Chinese are just now starting to address coal, and a lot of their coal plants aren't working at efficiency. They're less than 50% of capacity. So they're building more coal plants even when they aren't filling the ones they have. And the reason for that is local governments can get money if they ask for more coal plants, even if they don't need them, based on the 5-year plan in China. And this problem is expanding. Now they're thinking about using South African coal fields to use that to create more cheap energy.